Greetings and salutations, travelers of the internet. Welcome to the Lit Round Table. I'm Anna.
And I'm Joseph, and we'll be your wise or not so wise mentors for today's audio adventure into all things storytelling. Welcome to episode 22.
Yes.
It is December, y'all. It's Christmas.
It's hard to believe, but here we are.
So that means today we get to talk about our favorite Christmas movies.
How fun.
It'll be fun.
Perfect. We'll talk about Christmas movies, and then people have time to go out and check out the movies if they haven't seen the ones we talk about.
Yeah. Oh, the ones on my list they've been around for a while, but it's okay.
Yeah, mine too. But hey, maybe we have some young listeners that haven't watched some of the old classics.
True. This is true. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to talk about our favorite Christmas movies. It'll be great. So, yeah. But before that,
but also, it's December 1st, which means NaNoWriMo is over.
It is.
And I just want the podcast to know that I won.
You did it. You wrote all the words.
I did it a day early. I got done on the 29th.
No, that's unheard of.
Which has never happened for me. It's not unheard of for other people. But
I'm pretty sure for you, though, you've always written right up to the last, hour.
Oh, to the last minute.
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I got done a day early, which was super exciting. I was feeling very motivated on the 29th. And I was like, I'm just going to write the rest of this. I mean, it's not done, but the 50,000 words is done.
So proud.
Yes.
Good job.
And also, NaNoWriMo restocked the t-shirts.
Oh, good.
So I got a winter t-shirt.
You did it.
Which I'm really excited about. I'm wearing it right now in honor of succeeding.
Cool. So anyway,
super exciting.
Before we jump into Christmas movies, we're going to go over the usual, what we're watching, reading, playing, all that good stuff. So Anna, tell us, what stories have you been letting your brain soak up like a sponge?
Well, let's start with books because we'll start with books.
Okay.
So I am super excited. I just started a new book club with they're actually a little younger than middle schoolers. They're like late elementary ed.
Oh, okay.
Kiddos.
It's like 4th, 5th grade.
Yeah, and it's quite a range of ages. But we are reading through The Little House in the Big Woods by Laura Ingalls Wilder.
Oh.
Which I haven't read in a very long time, but it is really fun. It is way more descriptive of like what butchering season and like daily life on the frontier was. And I don't necessarily remember that. I think that becomes less as you read on, but the first 3 chapters of Little House in the Big Woods, it's like the chapter 1 is butchering time. Chapter 2 is we're inside because it's too cold. And so we're doing chores with Mom. And then chapter 3 is Pa is, taking care of his rifle and like cleaning it and making bullets and like all about how different gun care is then versus how we treat guns now.
Weird.
So, it's very interesting. And we had our first book club today going over those 3 chapters. And it went pretty well. It's a bigger group this time. Because I think a lot of people are nostalgic about the Little House books. So
yeah, for sure.
Lots of kids.
How many are there? How many kids are there?
9.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's bigger than the groups you've done before.
Yeah. Yeah, I was hovering at like 4 before. Mm-hmm. So 9 is quite a few. But it's really fun. So I'm also totally switching gears and reading The Stand-In by Lily Chu. And I'm actually listening to it on Audible. And it's performed by Philippa Sue, who is Eliza, right?
From
Hamilton, the original cast.
I knew that name sounded familiar. I think that's
Hamilton's wife. Whichever one is, because Angelica's the sister, so it's Eliza.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
So she's very good, just, pulling back into that discussion on actors taking
the voice acting. Yeah.
But it's a really good story. And so far I'm not done with it yet, but it's been really entertaining. It's very it's a romance. It's very fluffy. which is kind of nice. When
just
your
to
brain
feel
is
good.
tired
Just
from
a feel good
writing
story.
a book.
Yeah.
Yes, just a feel good story. And I also started volume 6 of Yona of the Dawn. So back to my manga. So so it's a short reading list this week for me.
Yeah. How about watching?
For watching, of course, we're still watching Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Making really good progress with that. I finished The Great British Bake Off, which was so good. If you haven't watched it, the new season, you totally should. In the same vein, I watched School of Chocolate, which is also a Netflix original.
Wait, School of Chocolate?
Yes.
Is that like about tempering chocolate?
They do a lot of stuff with chocolate. Yes.
Isn't that like an actual title in like I don't know, like a bakery, like whoever does like all the chocolate stuff. I don't know, like a chocolatier. That's not right.
Well, that is a title.
Oh,
a chocolatier.
Nice.
Yes.
I was like musketeer, but chocolate. The 3 chocolatiers.
Have you seen any of those viral chocolate videos of the guy that like makes these amazing chocolate sculptures?
No, I've seen the candy cane
guy. This is like predating TikTok. Like this guy would go viral on
Okay.
Facebook and YouTube and whatever. His name was Amory, Chef Amory, but he's the like instructor. And there are a bunch of people competing and learning different techniques from him. Nobody goes home. Like, they don't eliminate someone every week, but it is a competition. So, like, they earn grades throughout the show and whatever.
And there will be a winner.
It's very impressive. Yes. It's very impressive. I also watched, and I don't think I've talked about this on the podcast, but I watched an anime that's new releasing, which, I should see if there's a new episode.
Oh,
I haven't checked Crunchyroll in a few days. Called The Faraway Paladin. And it's very cute. It's in a similar, like the main character looks like a redheaded version of the main character from To Your Eternity.
Oh, okay.
Vastly different stories. Vastly different personalities. But they look similar. And it's very cute, so I would recommend.
Yeah, nice.
So that's like my edifying TV. I also started watching season 2 of Tiger King.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Is it worth it? Should I watch it? I forgot you'd seen season 1.
Yeah, I am only like on the 3rd or 4th episode, and it's talking a lot about the aftermath of like what happened after the show aired last year.
Right.
But also investigating the death or disappearance, I should say, of Don Lewis, who is Carol Baskin's husband.
Killed her husband, whacked him.
Yeah. Allegedly.
Right. Allegedly.
But it's the same kind of like you're watching it, and it goes into like more of Joe Exotic's past, like what he was like as a younger person.
Okay.
And like, I don't know. Do you remember when you watched the first season and you were like, wow, this just keeps getting weirder in ways that I was not expecting?
Yeah.
It's still happening.
Oh, no.
I'm still like, wow, how is this real life?
How could it get weirder than it already was?
I don't understand. It does. It does. So yes, you should. If you've watched the first season, you should watch the second season. If you haven't indulged in the first season,
I don't know if indulged is the word. Yeah.
Just it's like super trashy TV, if I'm being totally honest.
Yeah.
But it's like watching a train wreck.
It's intentionally trashy. It is so
very self-aware.
Bad. It's so bad that it's good, but not.
Yes. Yeah. It's like you watch it and you think, how are people like this real? How is this not all scripted and fake? But it's a documentary.
Yeah. If you want to feel incredibly normal.
That's true. If you're feeling like you're going crazy, watch Tiger King and you'll be like, oh no, I'm totally fine.
Yeah.
So that's been entertaining.
Yeah. There are crazier people.
Yes. I have not started watching, but I intend to start watching soon the Wheel of Time series, which I'm sure you are already. But that's all I have for my list.
Okay, and you're playing the One Ring when we play.
Yes.
We had to take a break because of holiday stuff, but
which worked out because of NaNoWriMo. So I kind of appreciated having the extra break and time to write. So thank you.
So for my list, I'll go for watching first.
Since I spoiled yours a little bit, sorry.
So yes, The Wheel of Time has 4 episodes out now, and there's going to be another one coming out in a couple days.
So are they releasing one a week, or how are they doing the release schedule?
They released the first 3, and then I think it's one a week after that, and I think there's 8 total.
Okay.
Which I'm sad that it's only 8. I wish it was more, but because they're booking it. They're covering they have to cover a lot of ground in 8 episodes. And for like the first couple episodes, it kind of shows. It feels just a little bit, but I know that it was originally supposed to be 10 episodes, but then somehow the big wigs, the powers that be at Amazon, decided no, do 8.
Why?
And they're also trying to do stuff from the first book, the second book, and apparently some of the third book. And so it's like I get it because of the way the books are structured. Like the first 3 all kind of echo each other, and they're both similar. So I understand them wanting to kind of like blend the first 3 together, because a lot of people think that Wheel of Time really starts with book 4. Like that's when it kind of starts to deviate and do its own thing and not rely on that structure from the first 3. But anyway, neither here nor there. I'm really enjoying it, and I think the character development that we've seen so far in the show has exceeded the book for like where the character development was in the books at this time. So they're doing a lot of really good things with the characters. The casting is phenomenal. I have yet to be disappointed by casting.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's been super fun. The performances are all amazing. Yeah, so that's Wheel of Time. Also, I've watched Arcane on Netflix, which is a show that a lot of people are talking about on the interwebs. It's an animated show based on League of Legends. And it has absolutely... Okay, a show based on League of Legends has no business being this good.
League of Legends. Why is that familiar?
It's a video game.
Oh.
It's kind of it's one of those top-down games where it's like a bunch of people play. It's like two teams fighting each other. It's kind of what's the word? Like the people who play League of Legends are kind of stereotyped. You know what I mean?
Yes.
They're kind of in there with like the World of Warcraft players, and but no. So it's a show, Netflix original series, based on League of Legends, and it is so good. Like it is up there in my mind with Into the Spider-Verse. Good.
Whoa.
It is good.
Okay. Is it a TV show or a movie?
It's a show. There's like, I don't remember the exact episode count. Like maybe 6 to 10, somewhere in there. Like it's not crazy. It's not a crazy long show. But oh my gosh, I cannot rave about Arcane enough.
Okay, I'll add it to my list. It might already be on my list, honestly.
So good. The music's super catchy. It's like the animation is top tier. It really it's raised the bar for video game adaptations, which are notoriously trash. And then it's like, oh wow, okay, League of Legends. What?
Nice.
I see you. I'm still not going to play your game.
I just remembered something. You're still not going to play the game?
No, because I don't hate myself. But, so yes, if you haven't seen Arcane, I would highly recommend you go see Arcane. It is an animated show, but it is still, I would say, for mature audiences.
Oh, sure. Is it in an anime style, or is it like American
It is
animation?
not anime. It is
Okay.
animated.
Okay.
Like I said, kind of into the Spider-Verse, but not. That's a very unique. That's a very unique type of animation. It's like
Okay.
it's like 3D. Um, like
Okay.
it's
Like
hard to,
Pixar
but like more.
or like DreamWorks?
Yeah, it's 3D animation like that, but it's still very different, like tone wise
Okay.
and like
Okay.
artistically. But oh my gosh, you have to watch it and then tell me all the things about while you're
Okay.
watching it.
Okay. You want me to live Snapchat you while I'm watching it?
Well,
Like
maybe
pictures.
pictures. Okay, don't send me 20 videos in a row.
I only do that to Hope
Yeah,
and Leanne. About very specific things.
yeah. Anyway, so yes, Arcane, incredible. Also, Hope and I started watching an anime called Psycho Pass, which is a really interesting anime about a dystopian future where people are evaluated based on their quote psychopaths, which is basically your mindset. So, like, if you have a cloudy psychopath, that means you're having a tough time and you need counseling. And
Spell that last half of that word for me.
psychopaths,
THS or SS?
PASS,
Okay.
psychopaths.
Okay.
And there's these police officers. It's like a crime anime, like a detective thing where they're going after these criminals, and they have these guns that will only fire at someone that has a murky psychopath. They're called latent criminals. If like
Okay.
this all-encompassing computer network detects that your psychopath is cloudy, you might become a latent criminal, which means you haven't actually done anything bad, but you will, and so they're going to
Oh.
lock you up, or they're going to be like, you need mandatory counseling. It's very
Oh.
interesting.
Okay.
It's kind of dystopian future, like high tech kind of thing, but it's very interesting. Um,
It sounds kind of Black Mirror esque.
yeah, yeah. Also, definitely for adults. Just so you know. Don't watch that one with your kids, please. It's it can be very violent. um, okay. That's kind of well. Okay. Also on Thanksgiving, we did watch a couple Christmas movies on Thanksgiving with Hope's family while we were playing some card games and stuff. We watched White Christmas and
Okay.
Home Alone. Which
Nice.
maybe some of those will come up later on when we talk about our favorite Christmas movies.
For sure.
That's it for what I'm currently watching, but shout out to what I will definitely be watching and what will be brought up next time we record, probably. Demon Slayer, the new stuff, starts this Sunday.
Yeah.
We're finally getting into the new content and not just rehashing Mugen Train, the movie.
I'm so excited.
Super pumped for that. Witcher Season 2 starts December 17th. Super pumped for that. And also, Hope and I have tickets to go see the new Spider-Man movie on December 16th. So
Nice.
I am super excited about that.
I forgot that was coming out.
Yeah. Yep. So that's it for watching. For reading, I finished The Shadow Rising, the fourth Wheel of Time book, and I have since started Fires of Heaven, which is book 5. And I'm on like
Nice.
chapter 9 already. And
Very nice.
that's been a good time. And we're still reading The Blade itself for our read along.
Oh
Go
yeah.
check that out
Yep.
if you're not reading it. It's very interesting. So that's it for my reading list, pretty much. And for playing, actually tonight probably I'll end up finishing Persona 5 Royale. I was up way too late last night because you get to points in that game where like you'll beat like a really important story moment, or like you'll beat a boss or something, and then you won't have an opportunity to save for like an hour
Oh.
because then it's just rehashing
No.
story stuff. So it was like super late, and I beat the boss, and I was like, okay, next save I can do, I'm going to bed. I'm so tired. And then literally like an hour went by of me just skipping through dialogue boxes, just trying like, oh my gosh, just get me to where I can freaking save.
Oh my gosh.
So annoyed.
That's funny.
I'm not going to say what time it was. I'm just not.
Was it?
I'm not.
What time was it?
I will hold up fingers. Ready?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Uh-huh.
That's quite late.
It was a bad time. And then
That's like when I woke myself up to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, it's a bad time. It was a bad time. So anyway, and then for playing, so that's okay. Persona 5 Royale, I'll beat that tonight. Like I'll finish it, and then the next game I'm going to start is going to be Persona 5 Strikers, which is it's like a sequel, but it's different. It's like the same characters, and it follows the plot of the game that I'm currently playing, but it's like a different like gameplay mechanics and stuff. Okay. So I am looking forward to that. Is it
new or is it just newer?
It came out in 2021, I think, towards the beginning of the year. I think that, or it was like late last year, but it's fairly recent. I would
consider that a new game.
Yeah, it's fairly recent. Okay. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, and we're still playing the One Ring, like we said. So
cool.
And we played games on Thanksgiving. We played Farkle.
I love Farkle.
We played Corkle. These games don't even sound real. It's like some this is some like Whovian like Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
Holiday games. No, they're real.
Farkle is a very old dice game.
Yeah.
If you don't know about it, your grandparents probably do.
It's just funny that we played games called Farkle and Corkle. And we also played cards. We played Up and Down the River. So that was a good time. Nice. Which I won. Nice. I won the card game.
Good job.
Yeah. I'm proud of myself. So yeah. Okay. Yeah. So let's talk about our favorite Christmas movies.
Yay!
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
I do really like Christmas movies and music.
Yeah.
I was listening to Christmas jazz while I was reading Little House book. It was lovely.
Like at my work, people complain so much about when Christmas music starts playing, but I'm like, I like it because we finally get a break from like the normal music.
Right.
It's finally something different.
Now, by January, you'll be ready for not Christmas music probably, but...
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But, yeah. For our favorite Christmas movies, this is going to be pretty, like I don't have them ranked, really. Like, if I had to pick one that's my all-time favorite, I could. But, I don't have them ranked, per se. So, in no particular order, is what these will be.
Back and forth, or...
Yeah, let's trade off. Let's trade off.
Okay.
I'll start, since I actually have mine written down. And
mine are in my head.
Yeah. Written down on your noodle.
Yes.
Your big brain. The
brain.
The top of my list is Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
Oh. Yes.
And if I had to pick an all-time favorite Christmas movie, it would probably be that one, just because there's so much childhood nostalgia wrapped up in that movie, yeah. And Hope and I quote it all the time. Like there's some so quotable. It's so funny.
Oh yes. No, that is a very good one.
Mm-hmm.
I also have a lot of nostalgia with that. I think that might be one of our mom's like favorite ones.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Mom loves that movie.
Yeah. We it's funny watching it now as an adult and how much more you get out of it versus watching it as a kid.
Oh yeah.
It's really good.
Because the kid's just all over it, like, oh yeah, my dad's Santa Claus, and the dad's just like, I need a therapist and antipsychotics. That's what I need, and a stiff drink.
Yes, and he's just so depressed.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very, very, very relatable in some ways now. I just remember, I have a very fond memory of eating white chocolate covered Oreos watching that movie as like a 11-year-old or something.
Yeah. Yep. It's a great movie.
And just laughing.
And the hot chocolate in that like metal cup, it's almost like a hot chocolate stein. Like that's some of the most delicious looking movie hot chocolate I've ever seen. Like,
yes,
it looks incredible.
Oh, shaken, not stirred.
Yeah. Extra chocolate.
So good.
Some of the things that I hope and I quote the most are when the turkey catches fire and Charlie's like, "Those flames were really big, Dad." Like, we'll just say that to each other about like random thing, like I don't know, like if we're driving down the road and there's like a really big tree, we'll be like, "Those trees were really big, Dad." Like we'll just say that about random stuff.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I just keep thinking of the board meeting scene where he's like, "Here comes Santa coming down the road in a tank." So good.
Yep. Santa rolling down the street in a Panzer.
Thank you. I was like, I'm going to mess up the line.
I certainly hope you've been good this year, because it looks like Santa Claus just took out the Pearson home. Incoming! Okay. If you haven't seen Santa Claus, I'm not going to spoil anything. Nothing I think we've said is spoilers so far. It's just like random quotes. So the main premise of the movie is just that this father, he's going through a divorce. He's got custody of his son for Christmas, and things happen on Christmas that basically make it so that he becomes Santa Claus. How that happens, I'll let you watch and find out. And it's hilarious. Mm-hmm. It's got Tim Allen. Very, very funny. So definitely watch it. It came out in 1994. So don't expect like peak
did it really?
CGI or anything. But I think it still holds up, especially for a Christmas movie.
Are you sure it came out in 94? I cannot believe it came out the same year that you were born.
I know that it did because I looked that up before we started.
I'm gonna double check you because I can't even believe that.
Maybe the internet's wrong. I did just pull that off of like an article because I just needed inspiration of Christmas movies. I'm right, aren't I?
It was 94. Oh my gosh.
Crazy.
I definitely didn't see it in 94. I definitely saw it later. Because I would not remember watching it as a 3-year-old. But
I would not remember it as an infant. But very good movie.
So good.
Definitely go check out Santa Claus if you haven't seen
Santa
it.
Claus.
There's
with an E.
There are sequels. Don't bother. The
first one is the best one.
2 was okay. 3, garbage.
Not worth it.
Just 1 is the best. So yeah, definitely check it out. So how about you? Give me a favorite Christmas movie.
I really love White Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I love singing along to it. I love everything about that movie. I love that the Rosemary Clooney character sticks it to the man and stands up for her principles, even though she's totally misunderstood the situation. I appreciate her gumption.
Yeah. And
to stand up for what she believes.
It's not entirely outside the realm of possibilities for her to, it was a believable scenario that she thought was happening. And I understand why her character was so mad.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I love Danny Kaye. I love Bing Crosby.
The dancing is so cool.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
And back when that movie came out, they had to actually do the dancing,
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure. All of the people in that movie are masterclass performers. In, the truest sense of the word. They do it all.
They couldn't just swap your head onto a dancer's body.
No. And if you couldn't dance, Rosemary Clooney is not as strong of a dancer, but she's a much stronger singer, so she doesn't do as much dancing as her sister, whose actress's name I cannot remember. But her sister can't sing. So if you hear the sister singing, it's actually Rosemary Clooney singing in a different octave.
Right.
Which is cool.
Like she's singing the soprano and the alto.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep. That's why they blend so well. It's because it's her voice. Yes.
It's amazing how well you can blend with yourself.
So tell us a little bit about what White Christmas is about for if someone's been living under a rock and doesn't know what White Christmas is.
So White Christmas is about these two buddies from the army who have become performers. They run a production company and they are scouting out new talent because they're doing it for a friend in the army who supposedly wrote them, telling them that his two sisters are performing at this club. And so they go and watch, and hijinks ensue, and they end up going to Vermont with the sisters and trying to save the old general's farm.
And the time period is like early 50s because it starts at the end of World War II.
Yes.
And their entertainment career takes off after that because they become partners. These two guys do. So that's the time period.
Was that a good summary?
Yeah.
Without giving too much away?
Yeah. It's got, I mean, I know if you're listening to this, you've heard White Christmas, like the song.
Oh, gosh. So many times.
If you celebrate Christmas, you know I'm dreaming of White Christmas, you know.
Yes.
So it's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great movie. Great choice. It was on my list, so now I can scratch it out.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I'm a little jealous that you guys have already watched it.
Mm-hmm. It's a good time. Also very quotable. Pretty much everything on my list I quote pretty regularly.
Yes.
Okay, for my next...
Sorry. Yona Smith, she couldn't even spell it.
Mutual, I'm sure.
So she didn't go to Smith.
Yeah. 45 minutes all to myself. Again, you know, the movies that become so much more relatable the older you get. It's like...
Yes.
This dude is willing... What do you do? This dude is willing to do so much just for the idea of 45 minutes all to myself.
Yes. And I have time to get a massage or something like that.
Yeah. Anyway, so my next movie is a classic. It plays like all day on Christmas Eve on TV, or it used to.
Oh, okay. I'm sure it still does.
A Christmas Story.
Yes. Ralphie. So good.
So good. You'll shoot your eye out. It's something about like the time period that it's set in, which I always forget. What is it, like 50s or something?
Sure. It's like right before our dad's age.
Yeah. Something about that time period is just so, with like the Christmas vibes, like the lights, the Christmas lights that they use, like the big honky bulbs that are just, it's like such a fun aesthetic. Mm-hmm. And some great lines, great moments. Captures the Christmas experience of a young child in that time period where you just so desperately want that thing, and then Christmas is like your one shot, and it's get it shot. He wants a BB gun for Christmas. That's the thing.
A Red Ryder BB gun.
Yeah, with a compass in the stock.
Yes.
It's very, very good. I'm sure if you haven't seen it, you've heard like the "You'll shoot your eye out, kid." Like you've heard it quoted. So if you haven't seen it yet, go do yourself a favor.
Yes.
Go watch A Christmas Story.
Or you've seen like remakes of The Leg Lamp. Like there's so many things.
Yeah, The Leg Lamp. It's so good. It's so good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said before, it's just about a kid and the lead up to Christmas, and he really wants a certain thing, and does he get it? I don't know. But he goes through a lot of different schemes to try to make sure that he gets it, and like trying to like implant the thought into his parents' minds. Yes, it's very fun, very charming. So yeah, when it's not terrifying. Yeah. There's part of that movie that traumatized me as a small child, though. There's a part.
The mall scene?
No, the flagpole.
Oh,
the tongue on the flagpole. That freaked me out.
You know that I don't remember that traumatizing me, but I think it's because I had read Farmer Boy already. You probably had too. I don't know.
But I'm pretty sure in Farmer Boy there's a very similar
scene where like they stick their tongue to some like cold metal and they get stuck.
Yeah, that freaked me out. Not gonna lie, but I'm over it now. It's fine.
Well, it's one of those lessons that you can learn by watching someone else.
Yes, and now I'll know never to do that.
Right. Also, PSA, if you do by chance get your tongue stuck to some cold metal outside someday, do not just rip it off like they do in that movie.
Pour some water on it.
They called the fire department out just to rip his poor tongue off that metal pole. And they could have just poured some room temperature water on it.
Yeah.
It would have been fine. So, there you go. There's my little bit of advice.
Not even if someone triple dog dares you.
No.
Don't put your tongue on the flagpole.
Right. Just don't do it. But if you find yourself in a position where a little kid has done it, don't just rip their tongue off the pole. Like, get some water.
Mm-hmm. And don't ask Santa for a football.
No.
What's a football? All right. So there's mine. Love that movie. It's a great one.
I think my next one has to be It's a Wonderful Life.
Okay.
Even though it's so much of it is so sad.
Yeah.
But I love the journey that George Bailey goes on. And like the love story between him and Mary is just very real. I think that's what I like about it. I think that I like that it doesn't shy away from the hard parts of life.
Yeah.
Like it delves into what grief and what like financial insecurity and marital insecurity.
And if you run any kind of family business, you know, like a small business,
it doesn't shy away from those hard things. But in the midst of that, there's still like genuine moments of hilarity and fun and hope. And I just really love that about that movie.
Yeah.
And good old Clarence is such a dumb little angel, but he's doing the best he can.
Yeah.
I love that little old man.
So if you haven't seen It's a Wonderful Life, it's just about a dude realizing that he has a wonderful life, even though he thinks that he doesn't for the majority of it. It's a great Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings. That's what that's from.
Yeah.
I know you've heard that. Even if you haven't seen the movie, you've heard that.
Oh, for sure.
So yeah, that one was not on my list, but I had seen it on I just forgot to write it down. That's a very good one.
It's all good. Yeah. It's very sad. But it ends on like a really high note.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
So, complete opposite end of the spectrum. This is a movie
not hard to do.
that I have only seen once.
It's making the list? Oh.
Yeah.
I know what it is. Because I've also only seen it once.
But I loved it. And that is Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase.
Yes.
It is so dumb.
So dumb. So dumb. But so funny.
It is incredible. And I get why we weren't allowed to watch it. Like, I get it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely get it. But now that I am a big boy, I will enjoy watching Christmas Vacation every year.
There are so many things about it that are weirdly relatable, like all the like Christmas light drama of like trying to get the plugins right and perfect, and I'm like, I feel like I've witnessed some of that. Sorry, Dad. You're much better than Chevy Chase's character, but there are moments where
you can see the sanity.
The light situation.
You can see like the dad character slowly losing his grip on sanity and reason.
Yes.
And there are moments during the Christmas decoration season where that it happens.
It happens to the mom too in that show.
Oh yeah.
In that movie.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's incredible. I mean, as far as the plot goes, it's just about a family's Christmas vacation, and they've got to deal with in-laws. It's a comedy. There's all kinds of weird, wacky situations that they get in. Messing with the neighbor is one of my favorite things. Like he's trying to clean the ice out of the gutters, and then all the ice shoots out through the neighbor's window, and then the neighbors are like, "What broke the window? I don't know. Why is the carpet wet? I don't know." It's just so good.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what would you think if your window was broken and your carpet was all wet? It's like, what the heck? It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
Again, that one's for grown-ups.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know your kids if you have kids, but
maybe
watch it first, and then you decide whether or not you should let your kids watch that movie.
Because I could see some of the stuff just like going over kids' heads for sure.
Right. For sure.
You have to decide which conversations you're ready to potentially have.
Yeah.
At Christmas time.
Incredible. Thank you to friend Dan for making me sit down and watch that movie. Well,
Dan wasn't there.
No, but he's the one that was like, you've never seen. Yeah, he's the one that shamed me into watching it.
Okay.
So he gets the credit.
And thank you to my coworker for giving me the movie one year.
Yeah.
Because she had 2 copies of it.
Yeah. Anyway, your turn. What's next?
Ooh, did you hear my knee crack? My knee crack.
I don't know. We'll see.
I'm pretty sure the audio picked it up. Let's see. What have I said so far?
You said White Christmas and It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah. Okay. Miracle on 34th Street.
Yes, I forgot to write that one.
Did you forget?
Yeah. Because I wanted to watch it on Thanksgiving because it starts in Thanksgiving.
It's a Thanksgiving movie. Yeah, and we usually watch it on Thanksgiving. Like our parents usually do. We didn't this year. I think Mom wanted to, and we just ran out of time.
Yeah.
Yes, because it starts with the Macy's Day Parade, and then I should say I like the old version with Maureen O'Hara.
Oh.
I haven't seen the new version, but I love Maureen O'Hara.
Yeah, so I've only seen that older one, and I can't imagine it ever being better than that version.
Right. You can watch it in black and white or color. They're both great.
Yep.
But you get to see Maureen O'Hara's fabulous red hair if you watch it in color, so highly recommend watching it in color.
Yeah.
But it's just like such a fun story of a skeptic housing Santa Claus. And proving that he's real.
Yeah. It's just Santa Claus interacting with normal everyday people.
Yep.
Before Christmas. So he's not like at the North Pole.
Right.
But yeah, the whole movie, you're just kind of like, is this dude nuts or is he actually Santa? And yeah, it's a great movie. For sure. We'd love to have a Santa Claus come and live with us. I think it'd be simply charming.
Hello.
There's a character, that's like my most quoted line from that movie. And it's just because there's a character that's super, super drunk on martinis.
Yes, her husband got her very drunk so they could ask her if Santa Claus could stay with them.
Yeah.
And she picks up the receiver upside down. And she just goes, hello? And he turns it around. She goes, oh, thank you, darling. And then she turns it back upside down. Hello? He goes, no. This way, dear. Oh, yes. It'd be absolutely charming.
Yeah.
So stupid. It's so funny. Yeah.
Very good movie, though. Lots of nostalgia wrapped up in that one, too.
Yes.
Very, very good.
Yes.
So, I've got 2 more written down. So, we can each do 2 more because we've both done 3. Yeah. So, I will say Christmas Carol. As to what version, there's so many.
Yeah.
I like Patrick Stewart. He's Scrooge in one of them, and that one is very good. There's the weird version that is like almost a favorite. It's like a cult classic in our family now, where Scrooge like stands on his head at the end and like traumatizes his maid.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you what version it is. Just the one that Mom and Dad has. It's so good.
It is very funny.
I think the first time we watched that one, we all like started hysterically laughing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why we like it so much.
Yeah,
because it was so unexpected.
I must stand on my head.
And then he does.
There's knocked my table. There's a Muppet Christmas Carol. That's also very good, that I have now seen because Hope made me. So there's a lot of different Christmas Carol movies, but I like them all. They're very fun. Well, fun. There's scary parts in Christmas Carol, man.
Yes.
The Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come
scared the bejesus out of me as a kid.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I like the story.
Yes.
Very anti-greed. Help your neighbor, love your neighbor. Very. I like the themes. So.
Agreed.
Christmas Carol is very good.
Very much so. I think my next one. You have one more?
I do have one more. Unless you name it.
I'm actually surprised we haven't had very many overlap.
Only White Christmas so far.
Yeah. I really like Holiday Inn. But I hesitate to even call it a Christmas movie because it covers all of the holidays.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it does spend a particular amount of time at Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So Holiday Inn is another Bing Crosby musical. Actually came out before White Christmas. And Irving Berlin used to do this thing where he would write all these songs and then he would write the songs and then he would create the story around the songs. So he had created all these holiday songs and then crafted this musical around them.
It's an interesting way to write a musical.
Yes.
It's a little backwards.
But interesting way to write a musical, but I think it was maybe common for him because that's how you end up with like, okay, so example, in White Christmas, there's that random modern music number in the middle that doesn't really make a lot of sense.
We're doing choreography.
Yes. That whole bit doesn't really make a lot of sense with the rest of the music for the show. But it's great. So he was kind of like known for that, for doing that kind of thing. So Holiday Inn actually features White Christmas in that musical too. Mm-hmm. But that's also where Easter Parade originated from, and that ended up getting its own musical later. It's just kind of funny.
Yeah.
But it's more of like a lot of it happens at New Year's. I don't know. We usually watch it around Christmas time. So that's why it becomes a Christmas movie for me.
It is very good. There are some things in that movie that there's a possibility didn't age well. Just gonna throw it out there. There's blackface.
Yes, there is. There's yes.
It's because the holiday is Abraham Lincoln's birthday.
Yeah. Yeah. And they weren't going to do blackface, but then they ended up doing it as part of a disguise, and it's annoyingly important to part of the storyline. Yeah. Like you can't just cut it out and pretend like it didn't happen.
I guess you have to just remember the time period the movie was made, and people didn't care back then. Mm-hmm. Also, the characters in that movie that are black are like the maid of like the inn and stuff.
Yes.
And I love her kids though. Like
oh my
gosh, her and her
yes.
kids are so cute in that movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, didn't age well. That part.
Yeah. Just remember when it was made. I think most people recognize that. Ooh, that's maybe not a good idea nowadays. Mm-hmm. So yeah, don't really need to like rehash the argument against, but it's in there. So don't if you haven't seen it.
Don't be alarmed, I guess. Or if that's something that you're very sensitive to,
Yeah.
disclaimer.
Yeah.
It's in there.
Just hit the fast forward for a little bit. So, I do love in that musical though, like one of the characters quits show business to start a farm, and then he turns the farm. He realizes he's a terrible farmer and turns it into an inn.
Yeah.
Which is the premise of the whole thing. But my favorite, well, okay, not my favorite. One of my favorite songs in the whole thing is when he's just like, lazy.
I was just going to say that.
I want to be lazy.
Lazy. I sing that to myself all the time.
Me too.
Around my house.
I'll be at work, like, breaking my back, trying to do something, and I'm just like, oh, lazy. I want to be lazy. It's a great one. Mm-hmm. Love it. Holiday Inn, another classic. Mm-hmm. You and your Bing Crosby movies.
I do really love Bing Crosby. Yeah. I really love musicals of that era, specifically.
Yeah. Well, my last one then is gonna have to be Charlie Brown. So
I love that. I didn't even think about like the little kid movies.
Yeah. The Charlie Brown Christmas special, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Is very, very nostalgic. The Christmas Time Is Here song is somehow like so like melancholy in my mind, and like so associated with like snow. It's and just like being cold outside. Like it's uncanny how just hearing that song will elicit a certain type of Midwestern winter emotion.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that for sure.
So.
Yeah. Now I feel like we need to give a special shout out to some like.
We'll rapid fire.
Frosty the Snowman, and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Yes. Little Drummer Boy.
Mm-hmm. There's some really good children's Christmas movies out there.
Yeah. Like short ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are all very good. But Charlie Brown will always be one of the greats. The music is so good. Like the animation still holds up. It's very fun. Very, very fun.
We didn't mention any nativity related movies.
Well, okay. Here's the thing. The thing. I really like Nativity Story with Oscar Isaac as Joseph.
Yes. Yes. It's very good.
The one where the nuns that watched the movie all thought that was like a super handsome Joseph.
Yes. Which they're not wrong.
All the nuns are crushing on Joseph from Nativity Story. But like I really like that movie. I guess when I think of a Christmas movie, I think more of like the movies that are centered around how we actually like celebrate Christmas, like that are set not necessarily modern, because a lot of the ones we listed aren't set in like a modern, but it's like
more modern than
almost
Jesus.
everything we listed is like traditional American Christmas,
Yes.
Which is what I associate as a Christmas movie. Nativity Story is like a Bible story movie in my mind. Like it's in the same realm as like I don't know, Passion of the Christ, or
I was just gonna say it almost feels more like an Easter movie.
Yeah.
In some ways.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess that's why I didn't list that one. And Little Drummer Boy rides the line.
Oh, it does, but it's so cute.
It is like
you know what? Little Drummer Boy reminds me of The Horse and His Boy from the Chronicles of Narnia in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
They have some very similar themes. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway.
I agree with what you said.
Thank you.
I thought it was interesting.
Thank you for the validation.
Neither of us picked the Nativity Story, but I do like that movie. And I love the music in that movie.
Oh yeah, the way they use that's
traditional Christmas carols.
Yeah, they use Christmas carols in the soundtrack when they're like trying to find an inn to stay at. Carol of the Bells is playing in the background. It's very good.
So well done.
It's very good. So it's a great movie, but it's I don't know, something about that like the Christian biblical type of movie doesn't sit in my brain. It doesn't. I don't categorize it in that same vein, I guess.
Yeah. I think it's it could be because for me, even though it is such a joyous occasion, it feels very sobering.
Yeah.
Because you know what's coming.
Yeah, and like if you look at just the Bible account of all of that.
Not a happy time.
Pretty much immediately following the events of Nativity Story is the slaughter of all of the children of all of the
mass infanticide
of all the newborn boys in Bethlehem, and so it's like, and Mary and Joseph fleeing to Egypt. So it's like, oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's a good movie, but it can be intense.
Yes.
I know a lot of people also just don't like, even people that are Christians don't like Christian movies or media because they strike them as incredibly cheesy, or like the acting isn't very good. But I think Nativity Story, to me, there's only a couple performances in that movie that I would say are subpar, but mostly they're all very good.
I can't even think of one that's like glaring to me.
Herod.
Off the top of my head. Oh, well.
And his son.
I kind of think maybe that's on purpose.
They're just but Oscar Isaac steals the show for that. For sure.
Oh, and Mary, I don't know who Mary's actress is, but she also is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's everything I've got for Christmas movies. I know there's other ones.
I love it.
There's some that are still making them,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we never mentioned The Grinch.
Oh, that gets honorable mention with the others.
Yeah, that's what, like with Rudolph.
Frosty the Snowman, yeah.
Yeah. Christmas Chronicles on Netflix is good. That's the one that like just came out a couple years ago. It's got what's his name? Oh no, he was Ego in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Kurt Russell, is that his name?
Oh. Yes.
He's Santa Claus.
Question mark. Are you sure it's called the Christmas Chronicles?
Christmas Chronicles.
There's you just saying that like reminded me of 5 other movies that we have on constant like Christmas rotation at Mom and Dad's house.
And here's a question: since it got brought up briefly, The Horse and His Boy did. Does The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe count as a Christmas movie? Because Santa Claus is literally in it and gives them gifts.
I like that question. I hadn't really thought about it. I think it's a Christmas movie the same way that Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Yeah. Or Nightmare Before Christmas is a Christmas movie. Like
like happenstance.
It's a Christmas movie. By a technicality.
Yes.
That's fair.
Because technically Santa coming in Narnia is a sign that winter is ending.
Which is weird because Christmas happens like right after winter begins on the calendar.
Yes. But if it's always winter and never Christmas, then you finally get Christmas.
All I'm saying is really it should have been Cupid flying in celebrating Valentine's Day. And that should have been the sign that winter was ending. Or a leprechaun. A leprechaun comes in with a pot of gold and some Lucky Charms, and he's like, "Oh, winter's ending! Yay!"
I don't know, man. Santa coming in with a sword and a bow and arrow and healing cordial. It's pretty. You're not gonna get that kind of stuff.
I don't know, leprechaun. You'd have like the fae on your side. You'd have. I feel like leprechauns are like a fae creature, right? They're like
sure.
Probably. That's the kind of lore.
I'm not super familiar with Irish lore.
Me neither.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Also, Cupid also has a bow and arrow, so...
Yeah, but I don't think he's giving it away.
No, but I mean, no, he would have been fighting, though, in the actual fight. He would have... Cupid would have shot the White Witch with an arrow. And then she would have fallen in love with
You know what? I think Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is as much a Christmas movie as it is an Easter movie.
That is a very astute observation, and I respect it.
Thank you.
And I believe you're right.
Okay.
So, anyway.
Good talk.
Yeah, it always is here on the Lit Round Table.
Oh!
What?
You just reminded me of something.
Jeez, what is it?
Well, because, okay, we're recording this December 1st. Spotify Wrapped just came out. And I just want to let the podcast know that Spotify told me that the Lit Round Table, it's my podcast that feels like I'm part of the family or something like that. And it just made me laugh because I was like, I am part of the family. Yep. And the host is my brother.
Yeah. We were just looking at ours before we started recording this, and our top song is Shinzo Wasasagayo from Attack on Titan.
Mine is from Tokyo Ghoul.
You haven't seen Tokyo Ghoul?
No, but here's what happens. I have a playlist for writing.
Oh, okay.
That has a lot of like lo-fi anime songs in it.
That's fair.
I didn't create the list. I just listened to the list and I really like it. Mm-hmm. And then I also have an anime lo-fi list that I also listen to for the same thing, just depending on the vibe I'm in. Mm-hmm. And that whatever that song is in both of those playlists.
Nice.
So it gets double dipped.
Nice. Well, you should watch Tokyo Ghoul after you watch Arcane.
I should. Yes, I have many shows on my list.
I know. I'm just telling you, Arcane needs to jump to the top.
Okay, then Tiger King season 2 needs to jump to your top of the list.
That's fine because I just
English
finished
words,
Arcane.
Hard.
So I've got an opening.
Okay, good deal.
When I'm not staying up for way too long waiting for a save point in Persona 5. Anyway, that's all I got for favorite Christmas movies.
Awesome.
So I guess we'll see.
You.
We'll see what we talk about next time. Maybe it'll still be holiday-ish. Maybe not. Who knows? Christmas books.
That'll come out like right or maybe.
Christmas Carol is the.
Do you have any?
It's the only one I could think of.
And you haven't even read that. You only watched
I did for school. For school, I had to read Christmas Carol.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't have to.
That was I was middle school actually. I think I was 8th grade. We had to read Christmas Carol for English.
Interesting.
Yeah. So anyway, until then, go watch a fun Christmas movie. Go pick your favorite. It could be on our list. Maybe it's not. Also, let us know if there's one that we missed that it's a crime against all Christmasdom that we didn't mention.
Yes.
Let us know in the comments, or if you know me personally, text me. And
you should put it in the comments so that we can have like dialogue.
Okay, that's fair too. That's fair. Sometimes I know my mother-in-law is listening to this, Myra.
Oh yeah, Myra always listens.
Yeah.
You can text us, Myra.
You can text me. It's fine.
You can text me too.
We love you, Myra. Shout out.
We do very much.
Okay.
Also, Leanne, I want to know your favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah, let us know.
Also,
if you know us personally, let us know what your favorite Christmas movie was.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and Jordan.
And okay, we're done. It's over. Go watch a Christmas movie. Go do yourself a favor.
Yep. And we'll catch you next time.
Later.
Bye.